Meghan Markle has once again stepped into the limelight, making her latest appearance on Aspire with host Emma Greedy. But let's not kid ourselves. This episode was less about empowerment and entrepreneurship and more about Meghan's favorite topic, herself. It's almost a predictable script at this point. Instead of engaging in a meaningful discussion about building businesses or uplifting others, we're treated to a chaotic monologue that feels more like a self-indulgent TED Talk than a conversation. Dressed to the nines in a full Ralph Lauren ensemble, a navy three-piece suit that screams luxury, Meghan launched into her so-called Meghan effect. You know, the idea that anything she wears sells out in an instant. She reminisced about how flattering it was to know her style had such influence, only to pivot dramatically as she lamented that others were profiting off her image. Cue the violins, because apparently, we're all supposed to feel sorry for her. But let's be real, this isn't about altruism or fairness, it's about the cash flow. The irony isn't lost on anyone when she claims she doesn't benefit financially from the brand she wears. The subtext in her words pushes hard against the notion that she's simply a fashionista with good intentions. Instead, it screams at us, if you don't pay me, I won't give you a shout-out. This isn't a call for ethical fashion, it's a desperate plea for a lucrative partnership. How do you forget the name of a brand that supposedly saved 25 women from trafficking because you wore their jeans? Spoiler alert, it's Outland denim. But of course, that little detail slipped her mind, didn't it? Let's break this down further. Meghan's complaints aren't rooted in a sense of injustice, they're about missed commissions. The entire podcast felt like a thinly veiled audition for the fashion world. Instead of a casual chat, we witnessed a full-on job interview disguised as a podcast appearance. It's hard not to roll your eyes when you realize this is more about her aspirations than any genuine concern for others in the industry. And then there's the glaring contradiction in her narrative. Meghan often boasts about supporting local designers, yet during her time as a working royal, she favored high-end French labels like Givenchy and Dior. On her wedding day, she wore Givenchy, a French designer, while claiming to uplift British talent. Talk about mixed messages. During her royal tours, she was quick to mention her desire to tap into local designers but failed to name even one. The best she could muster was a vague reference to brands she couldn't quite remember. How is that empowering women through fashion? Let's not forget about the alleged fashion scam she pulled with her friend Jessica Mulrooney. Reports suggest that Meghan returned clothes paid for by Prince Charles and pocketed the cash. Those tag dresses weren't just a coincidence, they were part of a larger scheme to monetize her fashion choices. It's as if she's been plotting her rise in the fashion world all along, with every stitch and seam calculated to boost her profile. This podcast appearance was not just an opportunity to chat, it was a calculated move to send a message to fashion houses around the globe. You could practically hear her screaming, "Hire me. I'm luxury. I'm elegance. I save women with jeans." But here's the harsh reality, luxury brands aren't biting. Dior has already distanced themselves from her, and despite her constant manifesting, Ralph Lauren is still playing hard to get. At the end of the day, Meghan Markle wants to be remembered as a fashion icon, a savior of sorts, and a mogul in her own right. But what did we actually get from this lengthy monologue? A 45-minute word salad draped in designer threads, desperately hoping for a brand deal that's still nowhere in sight. The only thing she successfully manifested is an air of cringe that's palpable. And let's talk about the audience's reaction. It's one thing to promote yourself, it's another to do it in a way that makes listeners roll their eyes. The whole world is watching, and frankly, we're all a bit exhausted by the same old song and dance. The relentless self-promotion, the constant need to be the center of attention, it's tiresome. Next time, perhaps skip the fashion sermon and just name the brands you're wearing. Or better yet, try not to sound like a walking LinkedIn pitch. Authenticity in the fashion world is rare, but it's not impossible. Meghan has the platform to make real change, but instead, she continues to squander it on self-serving narratives. In a world where real empowerment is about lifting others up, Meghan's approach feels increasingly hollow. It's hard to take her seriously when her every word feels calculated to advance her brand rather than to address genuine issues in the fashion industry or women's empowerment. So let's get real. If Meghan wants to be taken seriously as a style icon or a business mogul, she needs to step up her game. It's time to move beyond the self-promotion and engage in meaningful dialogue. The world is ready for a leader who genuinely cares about empowering others, not just a celebrity who wants to cash in on her fame. In conclusion, Meghan Markle's recent podcast appearance was a missed opportunity. Instead of inspiring others with her journey, she opted for a self-congratulatory monologue that left many scratching their heads. If she truly wants to make a difference, It's time to shift the focus away from herself and towards the causes she claims to champion. It's time to be authentic, be real, and, most importantly, be about something greater than just herself. Until then, we'll be here, waiting for the next episode of Meghan Markle, the self-promotion show.